Good morning and welcome to Sunday School. We're the White family. I'm Amy and this is Louie, Aileen, and Vivian. And we're gonna share with you a little bit of Sunday School, hopefully. This is better than nothing, right? We wish we could be with you in person, but we'll do it this way for now. So our lesson today is from the book of John, chapter 9. It's about when Jesus healed the blind man. Do you guys know that story? No? Well, you're in a good place. Let's learn about it. I think last week we talked a little bit about some of the miracles that Jesus created. Do you remember how many there were?
37.
37. That's right. So healing the blind man is one of them. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. But since it's been a week since we've seen you guys, let's talk about what kind of good things happened this week. We use the pinwheels to represent joy. So if anybody has anything that they want to thank God for or to say about something that made you happy this week. Do you have something, Viv? No, okay. Louie?
I built 4 Lego animals.
You built 4 Lego animals. That was special. You and Daddy did that last night. What about you, Aileen? Nothing? Okay. Well, I'll take it. I want to say that I have had a lot of fun this week hanging out with you guys and doing different things. We've done a lot of fun things that we don't always have time for. So that's been a good time. But also, life isn't always pinwheels and fun times. Sometimes things make us sad or mad or frustrated or just worried about other people. So we use the candle to represent the sad times and the light of Jesus that we want to come into our heart, into the hearts of those around us. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about that made them feel not happy?
No.
No?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? It makes you sad when Aileen doesn't listen to you. Sometimes that happens, right? Well, I want to say, that's good. You guys have just had nothing but good times all week. Good. Glad to hear it. But I just found out that somebody that we care about a lot is sick and they're having to stay home. So, and I know a lot of other people are sick right now. So I want to make sure that we pray to God to protect them and heal them completely so they can be back with us real soon. So we'll leave the little candle on for right now, but let's make our praying hands and we'll say a little prayer. Can you bow your heads and close your eyes? And we'll say, Dear God, thank you for the extra family time.
Thank you for extra family time.
Thank you for chances to do fun things.
Thank you for chances to do fun things.
But God, please heal our friends
But God, please heal our friends
so that everyone feels better.
so that everyone feels better.
And let us be a light
Let us be a light
to all of those around us.
to all those around us.
Amen.
Amen.
Good job, guys. All right, so our story today, what's it about, Aileen? You don't know. It's about Jesus healing the blind man, right? All right, so this is in the book of John, chapter 9, like we said. And the background here is that this person was born blind, never could see ever in his life, and they called for Jesus to come to him. Excuse me. So one day when Jesus was out walking with his disciples, they saw a man who had been blind since birth. Jesus' disciples asked the man, "Who sinned for you to be blind? Was it you or your parents?" The rabbis, who were teachers to the Jewish people, thought that someone had to have done something bad in order for a person to be blind, which we know is not true. Jesus did not believe the ideas the rabbis were preaching. It isn't because this man sinned, said Jesus. It isn't because his parents sinned. This happened so that God's work could be shown in his life. Jesus knelt down and he spit on the ground, because it was just dirt, right? And then he rubbed it in to make some mud. Do you know what he did next?
No.
He took that mud and he put it on the blind man's eyes. Like that, just smeared it right on his eyes. Now what would you do if you had a bunch of mud covering your eyes?
I don't know.
Would you try to get it off at all? Good idea. What would that look like? How would you wipe that mud off? There you go. So that's what that man did. After Jesus put the mud on his eye.
Scratch it off?
You could scratch it off. That might be one way to do it. So Jesus told the man to go down and wash it in the water, wash his face. So the man went, he washed the mud from his eyes. Wash your eyes, let's see it. Wash your mouth. And when the man washed the mud from his eyes, guess what? He came back and he told everyone that a miracle had happened. He could see. Where's your seeing eyes? What? Now you would think everyone would be happy about this wonderful thing that happened to the man.
Mommy, I think I can see.
Are those your seeing eyes? Those are big time seeing eyes. But not everybody was happy. You would think it was so exciting. He'd been blind his whole life and now he could see, but some people weren't happy. The Pharisees really weren't happy. They were very strict Jewish people who had made sure that people kept the religious laws. And they were mad at Jesus because he had healed a blind man on the Sabbath. The Sabbath was a special day each week that was set aside to rest and just remember the Lord. And keeping the Sabbath was part of the law that God gave to Moses. The Pharisees thought it was a sin to do anything on the Sabbath, even if it was helping someone in need. The Pharisees and rabbis were more concerned with keeping their religious laws than with helping other people. So the Pharisees argued with one another. Some thought Jesus had sinned to heal a man on the Sabbath, and then others thought that God must have given him the power to heal the man, so he had to be from God. The Pharisees brought the healed man back in. They tried to get him to say Jesus was a sinner, but the healed man refused to agree with them. He would only say that I do know one thing, I was blind, but now I see. The Pharisees were furious with the healed man because he wouldn't say bad things about Jesus, so they threw him out of the synagogue. Jesus found him and asked him, "Do you believe in me?" And he said, "Lord, I believe." And he worshiped Jesus. And that is the memory verse for today from John chapter 9, verse 38. The man said, can you repeat after me? The man said, "Lord, I believe." Very good. And he worshiped Jesus.
And he worshipped Jesus.
Very good. So just like every week after we hear the story, now you can get your journals or just a blank piece of paper or scratch paper, whatever you have at home. Here we have Abelin's journal. So in the back is the page for this week that has the memory verse. So that was the story of how Jesus healed the blind man. So get whatever piece of paper you've got handy, maybe the back of one you used this week, and you draw or you write whatever you took away from that story. It could be a picture of Jesus wiping the mud on him, or him washing his face, or him saying, "Now I see," or whatever comes to mind. Or you can just write the memory verse. And then once you're done, you can take a picture of your drawing, you can text it to Vera, or you can email it to children@highlandmethodist.com. We would love to see those. I'm sure maybe Vera put them on Facebook. And just probably a few minutes, Vera will be online with a new Kahoot quiz. So check out that video for the details on how to get on there. It's a pretty fun little interactive quiz, probably about today's lesson. So hopefully I gave you all the answers. And we will be back again, I'm sure, next week, right around this same time, with another Sunday school. But this is the last lesson from this one, so who knows what it'll be next week. So we tell everybody thanks for coming. We hope when this is all over to see you in person here at Highland United Methodist. That would be wonderful. Have a big party on the plaza. In the meantime, stay healthy, take care of each other, and we'll see you next week.